you get this type of coercion that goes on in the system. I get phone calls from people saying, I've been asked now 5 times. How do you get them to stop asking me if I want MAID? And you have to put this also in that next perspective of how this affects the human person, because as human beings, let's say going through a significant health problem, it's normal that we're going to be psychologically and emotionally and even spiritually affected by our human reality of going through a difficult condition. And then you've got people approaching you about euthanasia. You can see how that is really a bad mix. It's not very good. The other thing is that also explains why the numbers are so high, because they're promoting it. They're selling it in the hospitals and they're promoting it. You also have a situation, there's a whole group of doctors who have become MAID doctors, meaning they've left their other practices and this is all they do now. So we have a small group of doctors in Canada that this is all they do. They kill people. That's what they do. So when I'm talking about the doctor in British Columbia who killed Keanu, who was 26, that is a doctor who only does euthanasia. That's what she does. She kills people for a living. That's all she does. She talks about this as being a beautiful act, etc. Now, you should be concerned about the fact that in the U.S., you actually also have some shifting that's gone on. So, for instance, you know that assisted suicide has been legal in Oregon for quite a few years now.
Right.
In Vermont, etc. Both Oregon and Vermont have removed their residency requirements. And I don't want your listeners who are going through suicidal ideation to suddenly think I'm going to start contacting to find out if this is possible for me. But I mean, you now have in Oregon, you have a suicide clinic, an assisted suicide clinic that orients itself towards out-of-state residents. So, the growth of this is not just a Canadian thing as bad as it is in Canada. Now, let me give you a few more stories. Because of how the euthanasia law has gone in Canada, we've had situations of people who are, they have people with disabilities. They're living in poverty. They're experiencing problems with homelessness, who have been approved to be killed by euthanasia and who have died by euthanasia based on homelessness, based on poverty. We had a food bank in Mississauga ring the alarm bells saying, we're having people coming to our food bank, and when we talk to them and we're, advising them, trying to help them through their situation, they're talking about, well, I have this disability and da-da-da. I've already talked to my doctor and I'm being approved for euthanasia. And you start thinking about this. We had veterans who served our country in Afghanistan. So Canada did go to Afghanistan. We did.
Yes, you did.
We lost a lot of Canadians in Afghanistan, but we had veterans who had served in Afghanistan who were going through traumatic stress disorder and who were contacting Veterans Affairs for help, who were told, well, have you considered medical assistance in dying? Have you considered being killed? Because, of course, with PTSD and other health conditions, you now qualify.